welcome to podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry it's been a while. I had to take my computer into the hospital, and the battery is pretty low, so I wanted to get it switched out.
Yeah.
And that took 2 weeks for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Great stuff.
Well, it's a MacBook, so the battery just doesn't pop out.
Yeah, that's true. And it's, I don't know, it's an older one, I guess, so they had to find a better thing for it. So, oh well.
Oh well, we're here now.
We're here now. And the movie we saw today, we actually saw 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I actually put my computer in 2 weeks ago, and I thought, oh, it's only going to be like a couple of days. And it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
So whatever.
We're going to try to do this as much as we can remember.
Yeah, as much as we can remember.
Because honestly, I tried to block most of it out.
Why'd you do that?
It's terrible.
You had to keep it in and then block it out after we've talked about it.
Like it was so not for me.
We saw Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The new one that's not by Michael Bay, but might as well be.
Yeah, it might as well be.
They tried really hard in both the marketing and some of the decisions to make it seem like a Michael Bay Transformers movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know. I guess I don't know. It just I think we talked about it on the first one. That it just seems like a joke.
It does.
Seems like a college humor bit.
It really does. And it wasn't fun. I didn't have any fun.
No.
I just cringed the whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think part of that is just because I don't like that style of movie.
Right. Well, why don't we so do you have any explain your history with the Ninja Turtles.
Okay, my brother loved the Ninja Turtles when he was younger.
Yeah.
I remember playing with Splinter, like your little Splinter.
Yeah, little rat guy, yeah.
But other than that, I don't have a lot of history. I've never found them interesting or cool or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that'll make people hate me, but I just don't like the idea of ninjas that are turtles also.
Yeah. Well,
never my thing.
It's supposed to be kind of like a parody, I guess. Like a lot of Marvel comics were doing like stuff like mutated thing is like a parody of that, like the original comic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just become this pop culture phenomenon of the early 90s.
Well, one thing I do know, and this is something I would know because I'm a perv, but I have this whole book on erotic comic artists, and actually the guy that wrote the comic, or at least illustrated it, did erotic drawings, quite explicit ones.
Like Heavy Metal magazine?
Yeah, like heavy metal style.
Okay.
Explicit images, and there's a picture of like a bunch of girls draped all over this guy, and then there's like this little puppet of the actual creator, wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, to be like, hey guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should look that up. That's weird.
Yeah, look it up.
Alright. Yeah, so, I don't know. I'm kind of in a similar boat to you. Apparently I used to like them when I was a little kid. I have no recollection of this at all.
No.
I definitely owned the VHS for the first Ninja Turtles movie. The live action one.
Yeah.
Which both fascinated me and, frightened me as a kid. I think I remember.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of uncanny.
Yeah, it still is.
But it's cool. I don't know, I can just appreciate the work that went into making those turtles look so real.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'd like to see that one again.
I think maybe going into this movie and treating it as just a movie rather than a fan thing was maybe good for that.
No, it is good. Then you don't get, bogged down by what the show did or what the movies did.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I just kind of know via what do you call that when you absorb something? Osmosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of know stuff about Ninja Turtles. Osmosis.
Because we're both into pop culture and stuff like that. We're just gonna absorb it anyways.
Yeah. So I've never seen a full episode of the show or anything, or haven't watched.
We know the basics.
Yeah. I did watch Ninja Turtles 3 on TV once. That one's great. It's really dorky, and they make really bad jokes.
Oh god.
I think one point they go "It's hammer time," and then somebody walks in and he's like, "What were you expecting? The Addams Family?"
So they make references like Gem and the Holograms do with Rio.
Yeah, I guess so. With Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really corny and bad. in a 90s way. But yeah, so...
So how do we explain the plot? I feel like we can do, as you had said, it's basically the plot of the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, this movie, like, full sail rips off the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, which I feel copied a lot of things from other superhero movies already. But this one would just, like, replace Spider-Man with Ninja Turtles, replace the Lizard Man with Shredder, and make it take place at night, take place at day instead of night, so people won't get the visual cue in their minds.
Yeah.
Like, the entire climax of this film is The Amazing Spider-Man 1.
It really... And I don't remember that movie because I also didn't like it.
Yeah, well, that movie wasn't memorable at all.
But it really is. And I think that's all you need to know. And then there's just, like, special points and, like, establishing things that we could talk about.
Yeah, well, why don't we just start from the beginning, I guess? Because this one you kind of have to start at the beginning.
I remember.
I do.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah, it starts with, like, actually it starts with, like, a comic book thing.
I was gonna say, you know what? Favorite part of the movie? Credits.
The opening credits.
The opening credits.
Yeah, that was cool. But the thing is, it looks cool, and it kind of looks neat in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
But, you don't need it. You don't... basically, the opening sequence is a comic book thing and establishes, like, who Splinter is and that, like, the Turtles are mutated and they gotta stop, like, the evil bad guys.
Okay, I like the way it looked. Let me rephrase. I like the way it looked.
Mm-hmm. But... it's pointless because the movie does that for you. It does that for you again.
Yeah.
Throughout telling you the story.
Yeah, it does it like 3 times.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because then there's like a flashback of them growing up.
Yeah, because April tells it, and then Splinter also tells it.
Mm-hmm. And then they tell it at the beginning with graphics.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we get it. That's why I don't get it about it. If you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles, you know this already.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan, then it's good to get the recap. But it's the first movie in a new series of movies. So, and they're going to explain it to you in a minute anyway. So why even bother?
Yeah, and the other thing is, people might say, well, kids are seeing it. Kids aren't that dumb.
Kids can follow a story if you tell a story well.
Give credit to the kids, because if you say this is why this happens, the kids are like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they keep watching the movie. Like, you don't need to explain it 35 times.
Also, kids know because there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series on now.
So that argument can't even stand.
No, it's... Okay, I always like to take note of the first shot of a movie, and the first shot was just like a comic book frame.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the laziest thing you could do for a comic book movie.
Yeah, it's like, get it?
Because it's based on a comic book. Yeah, no shit. Like, half the fucking movies released this year were based on comic books. Yet they don't start with a fucking comic book frame.
Would these ones even be considered based off the comics, or would it be TV? Because I know the comics have a bit of a different origin story.
Yeah, comics are a lot darker.
Because it's almost like they did it because it was associated with Marvel, and that's how they would get more people.
Or it's parody of it, yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, I never took this as a parody. I just took it as ass.
Well, but at this point, like, there's been so many... okay, we got the original comic books, the TV series from the 80s.
Yeah.
The movies.
Yeah.
The TV series reboot. The other movie, CGI movie reboot. This
is true. Yeah.
Series, and now this. So it's like the 7th iteration. At this point, if any parody that was originally there is gone, people just know the Turtles for who they are.
Yeah.
Like, there's no context to anything. So calling this a parody of anything is kind of wrong.
Also, there's a lot of Die Hard fans at the theater.
A lot of fans of the movie Die Hard with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. Like, none of the actors. Is Alan Rickman in this?
No.
Sorry.
No, like, show fans. Like, there's a lot of people wearing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirts. Someone brought in a whole pizza.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like, I was like, wow, this seems like a weird movie.
Getting into it.
Yeah, because I'd expect that for, like, the Avengers or Dark Knight, but no, I'm dressing up like a turtle.
Oh, you can't count out the power of nostalgia.
That's
for
true.
people who grew up in the 80s.
That's true.
Like, if they released like a Digimon movie, I'd be all over that shit. I'd fucking bring my Patamon plush toy.
Would you really? Would you really?
No, but I would be pretty excited. But I could relate to being really excited about something from when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just hope they didn't like it, because it was bad. Well, I hope they did. I hope they... I don't know.
I hope they weren't disappointed.
I hope they had a fun time.
Yeah. I hope they enjoyed it.
Yeah. Somebody has to.
Even if I didn't.
Yeah. I hope I could enjoy terrible things. Must be nice. Imagine watching TV and it's like, I like this show. I like this show. I like this show. And you just like everything.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That would be.
That'd be bliss.
Ignorance.
Nirvana.
Yeah, that's what heaven is. You just like
all these people who like this stupid ass movie. They just reach nirvana, and we're lesser than them.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyways, what the hell were we talking about?
Opening.
Yeah, the opening. Yeah, opening's pointless.
It's stupid.
And then it starts with April O'Neil's trying to get the scoop. She wants to be a real reporter.
Yeah.
But she keeps getting
But I'm being objectified.
She's getting objectified. I kind of like well, there's a parallel there with Megan Fox plays April O'Neil.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, that's her whole her persona.
Yeah.
It's kind of just being objectified in all these stupid Michael Bay movies.
But it'd be funny, but then they objectify her.
But I feel like it wasn't like there's a scene where she's like
sticking her ass.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, that's true. But I feel but I'm talking about the opening scene. There's like a part where she's like bouncing on a trampoline, and that's part of like a it's part of like a bit they're doing or
for their news thing.
A thing for their news thing, and it's obvious that the cameraman's like zooming in on her and stuff. So it's obviously like a sleazy low rent morning news type program. Yeah. Like breakfast television or something.
Yeah, Good Morning America.
Good Morning America for our American viewers out there. But like, but I feel like, the camera wasn't focused. Like, we didn't see the camera's point of view of oogling her body or anything. No, it was kind of an establishing shot, but you can still tell what was going on. Yeah. And I thought that was, that was probably the best way to film a scene like that.
There was a lot less ass than I thought there'd be.
No, it was just that one shot of her, like, bending out of a truck. But I feel like it was kind of a joke anyways. Mm-hmm. Like, Will Arnett was driving in. He was distracted by her butt. And he crashed.
Okay, I'll watch.
He was like, oh, okay, oh.
I'll keep a lookout or something. Like, you're driving down a cliff, maybe.
And then he crashes. Yeah. But, not that rectifies it being in the movie. That it's a joke. It's still kind of stupid. It probably should have been cut.
Probably, yeah.
But whatever.
Whatever.
I don't make movies.
No.
I don't make $1 million a year from writing schlock.
Ugh.
But, so she wants to be a real reporter, but nobody really takes her seriously. And
she sees some Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, she, first of all, April's really fucking stupid. Yeah. It's like, I kind of get why she's not doing well at her job, because she's dumb. Yeah. She goes into, she goes into dangerous situations alone. Yeah. Unarmed.
On a bike.
Defenseless. Yeah. With her camera phone.
Yeah, with her camera phone. Her Microsoft camera phone.
Oh, product placement.
Her Windows phone.
Product placement in this movie? Get out of here. Okay. But what bugs me about this is that cameras are portable now. Like, they're small. They're compact. Yeah. She could have, like, a Canon camera.
Oh, yeah. She could have something around her neck. And you think if she's a reporter, and especially an investigative reporter, she would have something a bit better.
What's the best quality from this camera phone are you going to get? And surprise, all her photos are shit.
Yeah, surprise.
So it's kind of terrible product placement.
And then anytime she, shows her evidence, she never has enough to back. She's like, well, I have this one thing. Yeah. And it's like, well, obviously they're not going to take you seriously, so why would you, you went to school for journalism. You should know.
Maybe.
No, she says. I'm pretty sure she says.
Yeah, she might have.
And the only character I was like, yeah, I get it, was Whoopi Goldberg, when she was like, are you crazy? Are you a crazy person?
Yeah, her boss is Whoopi Goldberg. She goes into her and it's like, hey, I found these turtles, or I found these turtles fighting on the streets. And she has this blurry-ass picture, like a green thing that could be anything. And then, the movie's supposed to be like, oh, poor her, she didn't get it. But, what do you expect?
Yeah, you're telling someone...
Maybe wait till you get more evidence?
Yeah. That doesn't make sense to me. You're stupid. And you know what? Up until this point, I was like, okay, I can get into this movie.
It wasn't bad.
And then I realized turtles were coming. And then we start, and then they come, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad. I was dreading it because we heard them first, and I was like, no, because I forgot turtles were even in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a long time for them to show up. Like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah,
Kind of ridiculous.
I'm like, oh no, there's Ninja Turtles in this. I forgot. I was so nervous to see their faces and how they looked in real life. Oh my
god. Like, the movie wasn't great.
No.
Beforehand. It was passable.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can follow this.
But when the turtles come on, it's like, the movie just like collapses, it falls through the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I understand. I don't know if you know what? I'll wait to talk about Michelangelo.
Oh, yeah, Michelangelo. That's okay. So like,
we meet the turtles.
Turtles are off. Let's just talk about their looks for a second. They look fucking awful.
They do.
They're Hulks.
They're Hulks.
They're 4 Hulks.
And I said this to you before, but they seem to change in size depending on the shot. And I don't know if I'm the only person that noticed this.
I actually didn't notice this. So.
But I was like, wow, they're really like jacked up turtles. And then in other scenes I'd be like, oh no, they're not that big. And then they seem to be taller or shorter, and I didn't understand, like, it was weird perspective.
I wasn't sure if that was like either the way it was shot at some angles, because like when they're confronting April, they always seem hulking and kind of threatening and kind of like April.
So many muscles for a turtle. So many muscles.
But then sometimes when they're just like doing their own thing, they kind of seem like a bit normal height.
Yeah.
Like an average 5 foot something.
It's hard to kind of track where they're at physically.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like where. I wasn't sure if that was just the way they shot it, or if it was, but it might have been a size consistency.
And like,
we'll have to rewatch it and find out.
In other movies, like, that's an intentional thing to kind of confuse you.
No.
But no, it's just bad.
No, it's just bad directing.
It's just poorly done.
Also, they look like Shrek.
Yeah, they look like Shrek.
They really do look like Shrek. Like, it's kind of like a meme and everything, but like, they do.
Shrek's in a half shell.
Don't worry, just a mask. Yeah. See, I'm Shrek. Remember my movies?
Yeah. See, just
yeah. No, I love you.
An onion.
Yeah. It's like,
have you met my friend Donkey?
Donkey?
He taught me karate.
Like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Shreks. I would watch.
Yeah, he just eats parfait. He doesn't eat friggin' pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look bad. They look bad.
Yeah, they're terrible. But you know who looks worse in this movie?
Oh, God.
Splinter.
He looks so bad.
Splinter looks terrible.
I audibly went ew when we saw him for the first time.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, ugh! Because he's like wet. He's wet.
He's okay? He looks like a rat, like a real. Yeah. He looks like a real rat with like a
disgusting rat
with like a Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
And he has like real rat eyes, and he's all gross and wet.
Disgusting.
He looks terrible.
And like the turtles don't look turtley, so
their faces don't look like turtles.
Yeah. So why would you make this rat so rat-like? Not to mention when we see flashbacks of the real rat's really cute.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's a cute little rat, and then you get Splinter with wet, spittly, goatee ass.
Yeah.
Gross. I hated looking at him. I had no sympathy for him. He's gross.
It's awful. It's awful.
Gross man.
It's awful.
That passed.
Tony Shalhoub, why?
Yeah, why Tony?
Why Tony Shalhoub? What's with the racist Asian accent you're kind of doing?
Yeah, you're a rat. You can pick anything, and you're living in New York, so it's probably gonna be some weird.
Why would you even have that accent?
It'd be like, "Hey yo, turtles." It'd be some terrible accent. I can't do an accent. But
you have a Brooklyn, hey turtles.
Hey turtles.
Hey turtles. Good deal. Let's do some karate shit or whatever.
Let's do some karate, so get some za.
Kamoli. Let's get some za. My friend Billy has a nice pizza place down the sewers. I know this rat named
Polly. Come on.
Polly, he's a nice guy. Don't talk to him about his sister though. He gets really upset about it. His sister was a mouse. But
yeah, there's no reason for him to have that stupid accent.
Yeah, well, yeah. So April, what do you think about the Foot Clan in this? Like Shredder's minions.
Oh God, so stupid.
Why do they have guns?
I don't know.
I think the reason they have guns is to make to raise stakes, I guess, and to make the audience relate that to real life events where people like serial killers have guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And like lockdowns, like there's a scene where they're in a subway and they're all holding them at gunpoint.
I forget about all this shit.
The thing is, though, in the original Ninja Turtles, they're supposed to be just like ninjas.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because
but they probably didn't have a book to learn karate
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But the Ninja Turtles, yeah, Ninja Turtles would fight other ninjas, right?
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. But no, they have guns for some reason. Then if the minions, the foot soldiers, which are supposed to be like little pawns that could wipe their ass easily, why do they have guns?
I don't know. And
shouldn't the turtles have guns too then?
And then you find out the turtles are impervious to the bullets anyway. It's like, oh, we can't get hit with bullets, yeah! And you're like, yay, no more conflict.
So it's literally pointless.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can just take a nap, because literally nothing's gonna happen, because they can't get hurt by bullets.
I love that, too. Like, the guys are shooting at them, but they're all shooting at their shells, I guess? They never think to shoot at their vulnerable parts, like their heads or their kneecaps.
Let's shoot at this rounded, hard thing. I've never heard of ricochet before, and this is my first time even knowing what a gun is.
Seriously.
Did they give it to a bunch of concussed people? And they're like, just go shoot things that look like turtles. And they're like, okay.
Remember, if it doesn't seem to be working, keep shooting at it.
Yeah, you have unlimited bullets, by the way. Don't ask us how it works.
It's magic.
Yeah, just
fucking
trust
whatever.
us.
I read it in a book. It's awful.
Yeah.
So April goes into, a subway that's being everyone in the subway is being held at gunpoint.
She's like, terrorist attack, I'm there.
Hey, I'm going to take pictures of it.
Yeah, with my camera phone.
They actually capture her. She gets pinned down by a gun. She takes out her phone. The woman next to her is like, don't do it.
Yeah, you're putting all our lives at risk. And April's like, whatever, I need the scoop.
I need a job, okay? And then, whatever. And then the ninjas come up and save her ass because she's fucking stupid and could have gotten millions of people killed. Or not millions, but...
Talk and jive. They're like, yeah, woohoo, we did it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They do that kind of, the half-yelling throat. They do, the throat-yelling thing.
Yeah, and they're like,
that's what I'm talking about.
We gotta be slick. But then they're, banging shit and running everywhere. And they're like, no one can know we're turtles. And it's like, well, then stop screaming.
We gotta be stealthy even though we're fucking Hulks.
What part of ninjas is this? This is no ninja.
I don't know, man. They had to have the movie out by this year, so who cares?
So April's like, I'm on it, and just follows them.
And she takes a picture of them because she's an idiot. She's like, it's camera flash, and then they confront her. They're all like, we're gonna break your phone. And they're very thuggish.
Yeah, they were.
They're very threatening and large, and they could easily, break her in half.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't mean to sound like this. It's like, then be like, hey, we're gonna delete these photos. And be like, we're gonna find you! It's like, oh, Jesus,
why do you... And they try to play it off as funny, but it doesn't really work.
It's just scary and intimidating.
The tone is really off in this movie.
It's really off.
It's supposed to be... It definitely is supposed to be, funny.
Yeah.
And sometimes serious, like Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Yeah.
But they just don't understand how to do that.
Yeah, and there's actually a scene that we'll talk about at the end of the movie where I have no fucking clue what that tone was. I have no idea what I was supposed to be feeling. It was like, oh.
It feels like, I don't know. Just oh, we'll have a joke, then we'll be serious. Then we'll have a joke, then we'll be serious. And
yeah, it's like they're like, hey, you make the score of what you think it should be. We're gonna make a joke. We'll see in a bit. Yeah, it'll be like a game. It's like, oh. Okay.
Well, it's like the stuff with the foot soldiers and having the guns. That shot actually very scary and very oh my god. And it has the shaky cam thing, so it looks like, you're actually there or whatever, and the sense of peril and whatnot. But then they have turtles making jokes about YouTube videos.
Yeah, Keyboard Cat. First of all, Keyboard Cat. Really?
Do you think they actually asked the person who made the Keyboard Cat video for the rights?
I feel like that's all they could afford.
No.
If you're using Keyboard Cat...
They probably just took it and just put chopsticks over it, and then they'd be like, oh, it's from the internet, who cares? I don't even think they even did that.
Keyboard Cat.
Fucking ridiculous.
You got, what's his face? The purple guy. I don't know.
Donatello, who's a nerd.
Who's a nerd?
How can you tell he's a nerd? Because he has fucking glasses.
Yeah, and he has that nerdy voice. He's like,
yeah, according to my research.
He's such a nerd, you'd think he would be up on the times of the internet, and you're not just finding fucking Keyboard Cat now. That annoyed me for some very high reason, that they would just be finding Keyboard Cat.
Harlem Shake would be too current for them.
You hear about this Numa Numa song?
Star Wars kid, check this out.
Yeah.
My friend forwarded it to me on...
Oh man, Chocolate Rain, so now.
Oh, if Tay Zonde made a cameo in this, that would be great.
Oh god, he might as well.
I love that one scene with April's on her computer, and then and the screen gets like taken over by Donatello, and he's like, "Aha! You've been hacked by Donatello." I'm like, this is how hacking works.
Yeah,
of course.
He hacked the mainframe.
This is
what did it, Donatello.
That is what my dad thinks hacking is.
Yeah.
He's like, haha, I got your computer.
Like, did he learn hacking from a book as well? Are we gonna... Can we just briefly mention that Shredder, Splinter?
Splinter. The rat is Splinter.
I feel like we need to bring that up soon.
Okay, well, let's get into their origin stories. Because after April finds them...
Yeah, she's like, Epiphany.
She just realizes, out of nowhere, has never been hinted at in the entire movie so far, that's like, wait a minute, when I was little, I had pet turtles that were named after Renaissance artists.
Yeah.
And she had, and her dad worked with the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Name is Sax or something. Who cares? He works with the bad guy, her dad works with the bad guy, and they're in a research lab, and they're working on, biogenetic engineering the turtles or something.
Yeah, and the bad guy is one of those hey it's that guys.
Yeah, he plays bad guys a lot apparently. He has one of those evil guy faces.
He looked more like Splinter than Splinter looked like Splinter.
Yeah.
He's very rat-faced.
He's very rat-faced because he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And there's like a mutagen thing that mutates the turtles, and they're experimenting on the turtles and Splinter the rat. Yeah. And then there's like a fire or something. Or
the dad sets it all on fire.
The bad Sax has a big complicated plan to mutate everything, or to gas New York City and then give out like a cure for the gas or something. Then the April's dad is like, no, I don't want any part of it, and he sets the laboratory on fire. Yeah. And then it kills him. Yeah. The fire kills him?
I don't know.
But later on, Sax said that he killed him. He shot him.
I think April was maybe led to believe the fire killed him.
I think rewrites.
Yeah, also that. And I just like to say, instead of setting your laboratory on fire, you could probably just do like a big expose.
You could probably just sell it to the news. Yeah. You don't need to
commit this guy's ruined for life.
You don't need to commit a felony.
Yeah.
to make a point.
Instead of this guy just going on and doing another evil
You could have just left. Yeah. Yeah, you could have told whatever. Yeah. But then April saves the turtles and Splinter.
Yeah, she runs into the fire.
Dumb. Well, I guess that's kind of part of her character, so that makes sense. She runs into the fire, she takes the turtles and Splinter, and she throws them down the sewer well. Yeah. You'll be safe. Why didn't she just take them with her?
I don't know.
Whatever. So anyway, she throws them down the sewer where they should have died. But then the mutagen takes over and they mutate into
teenage turtles.
Teenage turtles. Well, they grow up first.
Yeah. Well, they're not ninjas yet. They're still just teenage turtles. Yeah, but I guess Splinter's older than the turtles, so Splinter's an old man. All of a sudden, he just rapidly aged.
And the turtles are just kind of age normally, I guess, or something, whatever.
Who cares?
And so they kind of learn about culture from TVs that they see in Times Square and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where they dance to Hollaback Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Which I guess is funny.
It's not funny.
Whatever. And then Splinter, he just so happens to find a book on karate. Okay. This is dumb.
So they learn fucking sewer karate? Sewer book karate. Someone's like, oh, this stupid fucking book. So they
How good is this book?
It's really thin.
It's a very thin looks like book. A library book. You get at your public school library that has 12 chapters.
How to do karate.
How much can you learn from this? How can you be so good at it?
Did Splinter learn that accent from the book?
He's like, when you say this accent, please make sure you switch up your L's and your R's. Yeah. So it can be very funny or something. It's dumb. Yeah.
So they learned sewer karate. Okay, so I just want to point out in the original, or not in the, I don't know what happens in the original, but in the TV series, it was actually a karate master named Yamato Yoshi who mutates with the DNA of a rat or something like that.
But anyways, he's already a karate master.
Yeah.
So he's only just teaching them to the turtles what he already knows.
Yeah, I'm more on board with that.
And I think in, like, another thing, in the movie, it was, like, a rat mutates into Shredder, but the rat was, like, the pet of a karate master.
Yeah.
So I can see, maybe the rat was watching him and he learned it all.
Both ways are more sensical.
Then I just read it.
I read some karate in a poo book from a sewer.
A poo book? How old is this fucking... It might be from, like, what is it outdated? What if there's, like, stuff that they teach and it's not, like, relevant anymore?
Yeah, what if they're doing, like, weird swan fucking kicks? What if it's a book that's, like, how to do karate, but it's, like, shitty karate, so they go to fight crime, and they're just, like, doing shitty poses everywhere, and they get killed.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
It was, like, that intro to karate.
Yeah.
What if he found, like, a Taibo tape?
Yeah. Or just some ballroom dancing. Ballroom dancing? Ninja Turtles?
That would have been great. But then they never explained how they got their weapons.
No, nothing else.
I guess they also found them in the sewers.
You just need bare minimum explanation.
I kind of like the idea of them learning the culture through the sewers and the streets.
Yeah.
I wish they kind of would have played that up more.
Yeah.
Like, what if they were, like, I don't know, all their technology is just, like, stuff that was discarded, so they have, like, they have, like, Walkmans and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or they say things that aren't, like, colloquially done anymore. Like, they say, "What's up, man?"
Yeah.
And that's why they would have said "cowabunga," because it's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, but because they didn't dwell on that, you don't really get that sense of them being behind on things.
Yeah, well, it could have built up their characters more. Like, obviously, I'm just spitballing here. These aren't great examples, but, like, it could have been I don't know, would have been nice to see how they act with one another and how they interact with, like, people like April who are used to civilization, you know?
Yeah, and instead there's just, like, weird conflict between, like, I think Leonardo and some big-ass red guy, I don't know.
Oh, Raphael.
Yeah, there's some weird conflict, but sometimes there isn't.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the only kind of interaction you see between them that I'm like, oh.
Well, Leonardo's the leader.
Yeah.
Raphael is rude but cruel. Cool but rude.
Yeah.
Donatello does machines.
And
Michelangelo's
awful.
The party dude.
I hate him so much.
Let's talk about Michelangelo.
He's absolutely the worst. He's that annoying, shitty kid in high school and in college that's loud and yells shit. He probably loves memes. He loves the shit out of some memes. He's that Yo Girl and Milady. He's awful.
Milady.
He doesn't know what no means no is. I hate him.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy that gets friend zoned and he's just waiting for the girl he likes to leave that jerk. All girls like jerks.
Yeah.
And he just annoys me to no end.
Fucking okay. The Transformers 2 is probably my least favorite movie of all time.
Yes,
and
I
had
know
those
where
characters,
those racist
robots,
skid
skid and mudflap.
Yeah,
racist
they
ice cream
can't
trucks.
read and they have shitty teeth.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they say "punk ass bitch" all the time. It's on that level.
Yeah, it really is
on that level.
It is.
It's the only reason it's not worse than those guys is because it's technically it's not like racist or anything.
Yeah, like it's not as.
It's
blatantly awful.
It's not culturally offensive. Well, it is offensive, but it's not like offensive on a large scale.
I remember seeing Transformers 2 started to go off, and
no, yeah, please.
Being there, and I looked over to the person beside me. Was like, "Fucking really?" And they're like, "What?" I was like, "Are you serious?" And like, I couldn't believe that this was in a movie. I couldn't believe that was in a movie. I was so shocked.
It was eye-opening, wasn't it?
I was so shocked.
That's like taking. That's like taking the red pill from the Matrix.
Like,
yeah. You just realize, like, holy shit, Hollywood is fucking racist.
It was so awful. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
Like, nothing, like, and then afterwards, you're just like, oh, wait, everything has racist things in them.
Yeah, and then you just notice it more from then on.
Yeah. That movie was definitely formative.
That was so
of
unbelievable.
How I digest media.
Yeah.
So... It's similar to that.
Yeah.
Like, Michelangelo never stops hitting on April. Ever.
No, and it's like an uncomfortable level. It's not like, heh. It's like, please, maybe stop, because...
That's his character. Every line
Yeah.
he just says, "Ah, man, she's so hot. She really had the hots for me."
Yeah, and it annoys me because kids are seeing this movie and they're obviously looking up to him and they're like, he's the funny one. He's the cool one.
Yeah.
I want to be like him.
Everyone was laughing.
Yeah.
He was a big hit with the audience we saw with.
Yeah, and I know people are like, the lyrics is a joke, but it's not because this is going to be kids' role models.
Yeah, kids are going to look up to Michelangelo and be really creepy and weird with women.
And be like, hey girl, even though you said maybe not, or like, I'm clearly uncomfortable, I'm going to keep doing this until you get a restraining order or something.
One part I loved was when they there's a scene where they go off the cliff and like April's in they're driving a truck and April goes off the cliff and she's in the truck and then Michelangelo's outside and he's like, "Oh no, April! Oh, you're so beautiful! You're like an angel!"
Yeah,
and it's like played up as a joke.
He has that dumb voice that he does all the time that you were doing. And everything's just a joke. She almost died, and he's like, "No,
oh no, she's so hot.
My girlfriend." It's like, no, she's not your girlfriend.
Yeah, there's a part where she calls her girlfriend. It's like, fucking no.
Yeah, my girlfriend. He said, yeah, it's a bit.
At the end, there's like a scene where he like sings to her like a love song or whatever. It's like some pop song. I can't remember what it was. And then she just kind of smiles and laughs it off. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
That she's like, "Oh, that Mikey. That's terrible for women too." Think of the idea that these guys, whatever. They're they're harmless, you know?
We can be complacent or whatever about it. It's not okay. Passive. Can't be passive about that.
It's terrible.
And that makes me mad that there's role models like that.
And it's just lazy writing.
It is.
Because that's every other line he said in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know what to do with this. He's the funny character. You can't give him any funny lines.
No, the funniest part of this movie to me was when she made fun of Will Arnett's fedora. That was absolutely the funniest part of that movie to me.
Yeah, she's kind of like wearing, because he thinks thinks April has the hots for him because she keeps asking him to go on adventures with him. And he kind of like, he shows up once and he's kind of wearing a fedora, and then April shows up and she's like, what's with the hat? And he's like, "Oh no, it's stupid." And he just
like,
throws it in the
what
car.
is with the hat? I'm like, oh, that is a bad hat. Yeah. But you kind of feel bad for him because she's just using the poor guy. And it's...
Well, I don't know. Here's the thing about Vern and April.
It's weird anyways.
It's weird, but why do they need to play up the fact that he's attracted to her, you know? Why can't they just be like friends that work together, colleagues?
Yeah, we made like a whole subplot for them that were like, she wanted to be into journalism and he was like a guy that was there, and so he took her under her wing.
Yeah.
Like became like a big brother or something like that. But no, then he's like, she's hot. I gotta do her.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was a third wheel.
That'd be fun.
There actually is in the show. Her name's like Verma or something. It's like some nerdy girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And she does like stupid shit.
Well, and there's the dog and Inspector Gadget.
You want Brain?
Yeah, get Brain in the Ninja Turtles.
April's like, "Help, Brain!"
Yeah!
Whatever. Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe a third character would have helped the dynamic more.
Yeah, would have neutralized that a bit more.
And then maybe you don't have to put in the romantic... I guess maybe they thought that they have to address it, but you don't have to address it. Why can't they just be colleagues, employees?
Yeah, and it'd be nice to be like where there's a male and a female that are friends, and then you don't have to think
Why can't Vern's motivation to get involved with the plot, why can't it be something other than sex?
Yeah, why can't he just be
interested?
Yeah, in caring for a friend.
Or something. Maybe he's just bored of his job, and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for excitement, whatever." Like, I don't know.
Ninja Turtles? Yeah, I mean that.
Sounds stupid. I want in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why not?
I drive a stupid van. Let's find some fucking Ninja Turtles.
I don't know. I wish this movie had a sense of humor, because it's the Ninja Turtles, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
But I feel like its sense of humor is more, it's more calculated.
Mm-hmm.
I would compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy, that had a raccoon man and a tree person.
And it was still hilarious.
And it was funny, but they don't... But regardless of his, ridiculous premise, it still tells a story and it's still good.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's human. And it's
human.
Natural.
Human, I like that.
Yeah.
This does not feel human at all. The Ninja Turtles barely have characters. They're pretty interchangeable.
They are.
Even if all their unique shit all over them.
Yeah, I'd get I got two of them confused quite often.
Yeah, they look, I don't know. Like, their personalities is what needs to set them apart, not what shits all over their bodies. I'm like, though this one has sunglasses and this one has gold chains.
Yeah, and that's, like, the only reason, because, what's-his-face was such a nerd.
And Donatello,
and
he has...
the one guy was so annoying.
Thick-rimmed glasses with a little tape in the between.
And he has, like weird shit all over his back for, like, getting the signal and hacking things and whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, he just learned that from a hacking book. Oh, there's a big, the bad guys...
Shredder?
Shredder? Yeah, Shredder. And,
you didn't like the look of Shredder.
Sax. No, I thought Shredder looked dumb.
Compared to the Turtles and Splinter, I didn't mind the way he looked.
No, it was proportionate. It was proportionately stupid.
Yeah.
Like, Shredder was a big, dumb Transformers robot.
He was almost... I was like, he's just a big Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he is.
He just has fucking knives everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, like, he can't lose them, so it's like, okay.
He just shoots knives haphazardly everywhere.
Are you gonna bring out, like, a little fork and a ruler next? Like...
A little compass.
Yeah,
compass on the back of his...
Stupid fucking Swiss Army knife guy.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Here's the thing. Here's what I read. I read that, the Sax guy, the boring, the old evil white guy, and Shredder...
Yeah.
They're actually in the original. They're actually, when they shot the script, it was that they were both the same character.
See, that's what I thought was gonna happen.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was like, that makes sense.
Because they're never on screen together, which is weird because apparently they're like best buds.
I thought they were. I thought they were talking to each other, but the guy's face was all blacked out, like the light.
Oh, maybe.
I thought
he was just talking to some other guy.
I thought that maybe it's. I don't know.
Maybe I can't remember. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
better things.
But still, like they never really show Shredder's face at all.
No.
They keep it a mystery for no reason.
And it's that guy. It's that actor. I can't remember his name. He's a really great actor. I like him.
Yeah, evil looking guy.
He's in fucking Inception and shit, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, the guy that plays.
Hold on a second. So he looked it up. It's the guy from he is from Inception.
He plays a security guard.
Plays a Japanese security guard.
So I was half right.
Yeah, oh, whatever, man.
I think it's just his voice was very much similar.
Right. Very easily recognizable.
Yeah, I don't want to sound awful though. But
so
that was Shredder.
That was Shredder.
And he was in the dark because no one would recognize who he was.
Yeah.
It's just some bit actor. Seems like they stuck in. Really? Cause
no, they did because there was controversy that a white person was playing Shredder.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we can see some of his shit on IMDb. He's in like fucking iCarly. Like,
oh yeah, Mr. Fuzawa.
He obviously isn't a very.
And I lost my head in Vegas.
Yeah.
Jeez, why not iCarly go to Vegas? All right, whatever, man. So
he's obviously just someone they picked up.
Yeah, like, we need an actor fast.
Yeah. We couldn't get all these other people.
We need an Asian actor fast.
Yeah, so
because we don't want to be seen as racist.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also why they changed. Because they were supposed to be aliens.
Was there?
They were supposed to be aliens.
God.
But then everyone was pissed off about... Yeah, it could have been worse. But we got the mess that we got.
Mm-hmm.
So, they need to stop. Okay, so...
You want to talk about the very ending?
Well, we're almost there.
Are we?
Well, we'll blast through this. Shredder...
I'm just trying to remember where we are.
Shredder, gets to the swamp base, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna beat up Splinter.
Oh, yeah.
And then, they kidnap 3 of the turtles except for Raphael.
They think he's dead.
They think he's dead. They think Splinter's dead, but he's not.
No, they think Raphael's dead, too.
Really?
Yeah, because like a bunch of shit falls on him.
Oh, yeah. But he's not because he's a turtle.
No. And then they take the turtles in a very similar way they take Bumblebee.
What do they do with Bumblebee?
With dumb robot tasers and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, they kind of...
And they take the turtles in a very similar way.
Then Michelangelo makes jokes probably about it. It's like, oh, this really hurts. Oh, that hurts too. Oh, or something like that.
Please be gentle, buy me dinner first, or some stupid shit like that.
I don't think they went that far, but yeah, it's something similar to that.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
So then Will Arnett's like, oh, come on, April, these turtle things are made up. And then Raphael's like, oh, start driving.
Yeah,
or something.
He somehow gets into he's a big ass turtle stealthily getting into a news van.
Why not? Why not? I believe that. So, then they go to the snowy mountains, which are right next to New York.
Yeah, it's just
right
spring.
Off of Central Park or something.
It's just spring.
I guess, whatever. So they're in a big snowy mountain, and they get the turtles back.
Mm-hmm.
And then they what do they do?
I don't know.
They
go to New York again.
Oh, he takes Eric, the sax guy, takes the mutagen out of his body, out of their bodies, the turtles.
Yeah.
And then April saves them by putting adrenaline into their bodies.
Yeah.
And then they get all hyper on adrenaline, and it's supposed to be a big comic moment, but it's just weird.
Like, oh, I feel so good.
Oh, I need to clean everything.
Yeah, what? Why?
That's funny.
New York's about to die.
Yeah, and then
clean shit.
And then throughout the whole time, Will Arnett's like, "Oh, Ninja Turtles. This isn't weird."
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! It's been the whole movie already, Will Arnett. Jesus, you came late.
I just felt so bad that Will Arnett had to be in this.
Well, everyone needs a paycheck.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg got a pretty easy paycheck.
Being
in 2 scenes
supposed
must be nice.
Is Hollywood Squares still a thing?
No, it's not.
No?
No. What's that guy's name? Who's the guy from Hollywood Squares?
Paul Lynde?
Paul Lynde? No, who's the guy who plays Gene Parmesan?
Oh, Martin Mull?
Martin Mull.
Gene Parmesan.
Martin.
We have our own studio audience.
Martin Mull. My sister's in the room right now.
Our sister.
Sister's in the background.
Yeah.
Michelle, did you see Ninja Turtles?
The movie?
Yeah.
I did not.
Good,
she didn't see Ninja Turtles.
And judging by the great brief synopsis I've gotten, I don't have any plans.
You missed a lot. You missed a lot
I
of
missed
good
a lot.
movies.
You missed just enough to know not to see it. Anyway.
Yeah.
What's the worst joke? What's like the worst joke?
Michelangelo himself is pretty offensive and terrible.
Yeah.
Like in a racist way?
No.
No,
it's not as bad as the robots from
Transformers.
Yeah.
No, Michelangelo was more of a she said no, but that means yes kind of character.
You should listen to the podcast, Michelle, because we just went over it.
Podcast. Anyways, anything Michelangelo.
Rewind.
I can't rewind the podcast.
Anything
Michelangelo says is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, so there's a big dumb snow chase scene, and Raphael's like, "Now it's time for me to be the cool guy."
No, he's like, "Allow me to be the badass for once."
Yeah, and he pushes his stupid glasses up, and he's stupid, and I hate it.
Did you just cringe the entire time?
Yeah, basically.
Was it really cringeworthy dialogue?
No, it was
I looked
awful.
at him at one point. I was like, "I'm mad."
Why are you mad? You know what to expect.
I was still mad.
You know what you were getting into.
I was still mad. I paid money for that.
Oh, come on. You had popcorn. That was worth it.
No.
Eating popcorn and watching a movie. So they go off. They're going down a snowy hill. Mm-hmm. They're driving a truck going down a snowy hill.
And then there's an avalanche.
People are shooting at them. There's an avalanche. It goes on forever. It's the biggest hill in the world.
And they're like, "We gotta get to this pipe." I'm like, "Oh, okay." They have to get to the pipe.
Oh, they have to get to the sewer somehow.
Yeah.
Or they're going down. They're trying to go back to New York, but then they go down the hill and it's like, "Don't worry, this is a shortcut." How is this a shortcut?
Yeah. And then they're like, "Oh, there's this cliff."
They fall off a cliff. How is this a shortcut?
Yeah, and then they find the pipe thing. They're like, "Yeah, we found it," but it's so high off. And then they're just in a parking garage all of a sudden. You're like, "Oh, I guess they made it."
Rewrites.
They made it, I guess. Yay.
There's so many I noticed at this point there were so many slow motion action shots.
Yeah.
Like the part where Olive. My dog's in here too. Everyone's in here.
It's a party.
All families in here.
all here.
So
Olive didn't see it either.
No, Olive was the smart one out of all of us. But there's so many slow motion action. Michelangelo crashes into a car. They do a slow mo.
Yeah.
And I think I said to you at one point, "Oh, it's so cool."
Yeah.
Because that's obviously what they want us to think.
Yeah. Whoa, it's 300.
Oh, wow, man.
And what was I gonna say? We have that on our list of things we were expecting.
Yeah, and we got it. We pretty much got everything.
We got the whole list. I should post that list.
I didn't get, I don't know. I sort of got a little bit of, we get a little bit 9/11.
Yeah,
with debris falling off the building and people cowering.
I didn't put 9/11 on my list.
Yeah, it would have been on my list. But, so anyways, they get to the end,
They fight Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, so, this evil white guy is gonna release gas that kills New York.
And then makes him better, I guess.
Or
he's
something.
Gonna
He's gonna sell whatever. And then, somebody shoots him. Does April shoot him?
I don't know.
Somebody shoots him, and that's it.
He shot anything. Oh, I'm dead.
No, he's like shooting April and Vernon. And he's like, oh, I killed your dad, April. He didn't die in a fire after all, lol. And then he gets shot by somebody.
Let's also just dwell on the fact
probably
that
like some guy.
Vernon.
Well, his name is actually Vern. Vernon is from the TV show.
Vern's awful. That's a terrible name.
Whatever.
Shame on you.
Do you remember the TV show at all, Michelle?
Vaguely.
Do you remember Vernon? No. Okay.
No one remembers a Vernon.
He was always like, April, you're getting in the way of my shot. And he wants to get pictures of the turtles, but he always has his thumb in front of the lens, like, oh no!
Oh god, I wish he was like
and the turtles
stupid
laugh
like
at him.
that.
No, he would just kind of
that would be amazing.
Will Arnett phoning it in.
Stupid idiot Vernon.
Come on. But then
they're not turtles, they're illusions, Michael.
Are we gonna talk about the scene now where it's Tone City?
Oh, almost. We're at when they're fighting on the rooftop with Shredder.
Oh god, yeah.
And what do they just knock him off the rooftop?
The thing is though, they're like, hey, you know that thing you don't let me say anymore? And he's like, or I don't let you say it. And Michelangelo's like, yeah. And then Raphael or someone's like, you can say it. And then he says, he's like, cowabunga! But then, like, Shredder uppercuts him or something. Like, he totally just smacks him down. And
it kills the moment.
Yeah, the moment's ruined. You're like, oh.
That's the only time they say cowabunga. And they killed it. They ruined it.
You're like, oh.
And there's barely any pizza in this either.
Yeah, but
just the one scene where it's like Pizza Hut.
Yes, Pizza Hut! 99 cheese!
So Splinter gives, like, Michelangelo Pizza Hut. How do you do this? Is there a Pizza Hut in the sewers? Did he just find the pizza? This nice, fresh pizza that looks just right out of the oven?
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I guess New York's pretty wasteful or something. Just throwing karate books and katanas down the sewer. Whatever.
There's a lot of garbage, I'll give it that.
So, then, whatever. They beat Shredder. It's the ending is the exact same thing as the Amazing Spider-Man 1 to the T.
Yeah.
Except it's in daytime instead of night.
Daytime or time?
Yeah, Splinter falls to his death. And there's a scene where like there's a spire on the tower and it's falling down.
Yeah.
And April and the turtles are clinging onto it for dear life, and then that's his confession time because they're obviously gonna die, right?
Obviously.
And then Donatello's like, "Oh, I licked the frosting off the Pop-Tarts." And then Michelangelo's like, "I didn't understand Lost. It was so confusing."
Yeah.
Relevant joke. Way to go, Michelangelo.
But then, like, they're falling to their death, and there's this music. And
yeah.
they're like, oh,
and then, yeah, these two jokes. Then Raphael's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I was so hard on you guys.
Yeah.
I only did it because I was afraid." And it's like a real character thing.
Yeah, and then it turns out at the end they're not falling anymore. Which, like, I mean, get your circulation checked out if you can't tell you're on ground now.
And they're like, Raph, we're real right now. And there's there's even a record scratch, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like, oh, awkward. Bro had feelings.
Yeah. That's lame because
that's gay.
That's lady things.
That's gay. Let's go hit on April some more.
Let's go make her uncomfortable.
Oh,
it happens so much.
Constantly. Every time Michelangelo is on screen, he always says something about April. It's like, I'm so in love with you. Hey, it's my girlfriend.
Yeah. My girlfriend's a babe.
Oh, it's a babe. Victoria's Secret model. Fuck off. So, whatever. I guess that's the end.
Yeah, that's it.
They come into the turtle van and they have the horns like because of the Ninja Turtles theme.
Oh yeah.
It plays the Ninja Turtles theme briefly, and then it ends.
Yeah, the end.
Who cares?
Was there? We didn't even stay for after the credits.
I don't think there was. Oh, they had that Wiz Khalifa song.
Oh yeah. Which is a shame.
You're about to get shell shocked.
Which is upsetting because I really like Wiz Khalifa.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of like the song. I'm not gonna lie. After all
it's grown on you?
After all that, with the movie itself being so kind of like bad, but not like it was bad, but it wasn't like entertainingly bad. It was just kind of mediocre the whole way through.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like that song was
the
so
camp factor
yes,
you were looking for.
It was.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It really, I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and they had
So
like
it was bad without any sort of camp, like.
No, it was just annoying bad.
It wasn't The Room bad but entertaining. It wasn't Transformers 2 bad and horribly offensive. It was just bad.
It was bad where I forget I saw it until Richard was like, "You want to do the podcast?" I was like, "Oh, fuck." We saw that movie.
I remember. I tried to keep it fresh in my brain because I wanted to save it for this.
And usually, like, things will pop into my head. I legitimately forgot we saw that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to remember.
I don't care to remember.
But guess what? Guardians of the Galaxy was #1 in the box office this weekend.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. And that came out before Ninja Turtles did.
That's so great to hear.
Yeah, so.
You go, Guardians of the Galaxy.
So obviously it's not making much of a splash with anybody.
No.
So yeah, so how many shells would you give Ninja Turtles out of 5?
A half shell.
Oh!
But a bunch.
End the podcast.
I'll be here all... Well, I probably won't come again. Unless I'm invited.
I had that saved after I watched the movie.
Did you really?
I did. I was going to say, I give it a half shell. Fuck.
I was going to give it
But
a 0.
that way this wasn't planned.
No, you just came in. Whatever. That wasn't a very good one. But I don't know. I give it a 1. I give it a 1 shell.
I will give it...
Out of a possible 5.
Out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't offended by it. But it was bad.
I wasn't offended. Well, you know what I was. And I'm mad it exists.
But it's, yeah. No, you have a right to be mad that it exists. Because I was going to say, it's going to go away. Nobody really remembers it. But I think it's going to... Well, there's a sequel, so you can't really say that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a bit mad that it exists, but I'm not surprised.
But in lighter news, we're seeing Sin City tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing Sin City... Frank Miller's Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got some... We also watched the first Sin City, so we're going to do a double feature.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Sin City double feature.
And, yeah. So, I wouldn't recommend this movie.
Okay.
I'm not going to see it.
You're not going to see it?
I'm not going to see it.
Missing out.
It's not even on my radar. This is the most interaction I'll have.
With the movie.
That's all you should
with
have.
This movie.
Do you know what we should watch?
What should we watch?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of our Shells tour.
No.
The mall tour?
No, it wasn't a mall. It was a stadium tour.
No.
It's like, we're the Turtles. We can count on us.
I don't want to have
and
any more
Splinter
interaction.
sings a song about skipping stones.
Turtles.
And Shredder sings a song about how much he hates music. And fails to get the irony. Okay. I think we've gone long enough.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Cowabunga. Oh, fucking whatever.